Have you been feeling left out on this relocation diaspora journey? Guys, if you've been feeling that way, I've got good news for you because I've got an opportunity to relocate to UK, a relocate to move to UK on a seasonal worker visa. Guys, this is not something that you can sleep on. If you're on this channel, if you're a subscriber, or if you're new here, please stay tuned as I'm unpacking the UK seasonal worker visa, which allows you to move to the UK and work on the beautiful farms in the UK and earn for yourself and experience and good money, and also with a chance or a provision to becoming each and every year. Guys, we are going to unpack it all in this video today. Guys, if you're watching me for the first time, my name is Florence, and on this platform we do talk about life in the diaspora, life abroad, success and growth, and we come to you with real opportunities from real employers, from real sponsors. So guys, without wasting much of your time, I'm Florence, and let's get straight into it. So this visa is for somebody to come and work on a short-term basis. It's not a long-term visa. It's not a relocation visa permanently. So it has got its own do's and don'ts. It has got its own limitations, and I will be talking about all of that in this video towards the end. So stay tuned, and please do not forget to subscribe just to show our support and love. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much, and stay tuned on this channel for more. So this visa, there are things that you need. Of course, the biggest advantage is the fact that you do not need to write your IELTS. You do not need to spend money or to worry about your English eligibility or having to book for desks to write the English. So that's out of the way. You come as you are. You come for as long as you're fit, for as long as you do feel it's for you, then it is for you, and take the time to apply. Also in this video, I'm going to list down a few companies that are actually employing. So this opportunity is in two parts. So there's the horticulture industry and the poultry industry, and I will unpack all of that towards the end of this video. So obviously you need to be 18 years or older for you to be eligible for this visa in particular. You also need a job offer from a company, a UK registered company with a certificate of sponsorship, obviously. So what they will do is you apply. Of course, we've been talking about applications. We do talk about due diligence. We do talk about putting in the work with your application. So do a good job with that. So you apply to this company, and it does offer you your certificate of sponsorship, which is the one that you use to apply for a visa. So in case you're new to this whole relocation thing, and you might be saying, oh, do I just straight away apply for a visa? No, you need to get a job offer first, and then you can apply for a UK visa. So all of these things, they do happen online. Your visa application process is done online. Why am I emphasizing this? It's because I've been scammed before. So you could come across those unscrupulous people that may say, oh, give me the money and I'll apply the visa for you. No, you could come across somebody who can say, submit your documents to me and I'll pay for you. No, the UK visa application process is an online thing. So this brings us to where I'll talk about the cost. So this 6 months visa, this short-term visa, costs £289. At least when I did my research, it was 289. So it's subject to change depending on when and where you're watching this video from. So you also do due diligence on the gov.uk website. So after applying for your visa, this can normally take up to 3 hours for you to get a decision on your visa. But also when you apply for your visa online, you will be directed to then book a biometric appointment. This biometric appointment is where you go for your fingerprints and your photos for your ID, for identification while you're in the UK. So this will happen in person, obviously. Also, part and parcel of the things that you get when you apply for a visa is a list of documents that you have to submit when you go to the visa application center. Please do a good job and bring along all the required documents. This can be your passport, your TB test, if required. I'm not too sure. And also your police clearance, because in the UK, for you to be able to work, they do background checks, which I'll talk about later on in this video. So there are also some conditions depending on the employer that you're coming to the UK with. other employers on their certificate of sponsorship, they do take maintenance to say we will maintain our employees, which covers accommodation, food, and other things. But some do not assure maintenance. So what do you need to do? You may need to have what they call maintenance fees, which is £1,270. That has to be in a UK that has to be in an account with your name, and it needs to have stayed in your account for at least 28 days. So it's 28 days or more. And one of the things that I do encourage people is make sure that you have got a little bit extra if you are to keep these maintenance fees. Why do I emphasize that? Is because there is fluctuations in exchange rates and stock markets, so you could miss out on an opportunity because you didn't have the exact amount that they wanted. So I'll go on to explain the nature of the jobs that are covered by this seasonal worker visa. So first and foremost, there is the horticulture industry. So these jobs include, but are not limited to, fruit picking, vegetable picking, flower picking, planting, and packing. And guys, the advantage of this one in particular is that it allows for you to work for 6 months and stay in these jobs. And also this one, the horticulture one, you can apply for it any time of the year because it's ongoing, whatever the season, fruit and veg industry is going. However, there is also the poultry industry. This is a particularly special one, and this is quite seasonal, and this is very what can I say, this is very busy, especially this time of the year. Why? Because of the festive season, and turkey, duck, and poultry is quite key for British meals. So it's very, very important that if you are wanting to actually apply for a job in poultry, then this runs between October the 2nd and December the 31st. So you should have applied for that job, applied for that visa by the 15th of November. So I don't know when you will see this video, but that's the situation. However, all hope is not lost because you can apply for the horticulture industry anytime throughout the year. So obviously, part and parcel of the things that you need to know is the restrictions and conditions to this visa in particular. Obviously, like any other visa in the UK, it has got its own restrictions. There are things that they allow you to do, and there are things that they will not allow you to do under whatever circumstances. Part and parcel of the things that this visa will not allow you to do is the fact that it restricts you to work specifically in this seasonal work. So what it means is you're only confined to work in the horticulture or poultry industry. You cannot work in care, you cannot work in accounting, you cannot work in IT or any other industry. So it's quite strict when it comes to that. Also, it states that even while you're on that job, you cannot take additional work in any other industry. Also, this visa does not allow you to switch jobs. I know I'm always saying you can switch from one organization to another, but this visa does not allow you under whatever circumstance. You could find another COS in care, another COS in IT, another COS in engineering, but once you come with this visa, you have to work in that industry and you have to work for those 6 months and go back home. Also, part and parcel of the things that you cannot do on this visa is the fact that you cannot bring in your dependents, which means you cannot bring in your spouse, you cannot bring in your children. I know some of you will be frowning and go like, oh Flo, how can I? It's only for 6 months. The benefits could outweigh how much you will miss your children or how much you miss your spouse. So depending on how much you need this. Otherwise, guys, one of the things that we do emphasize on this platform is the fact that when you see an opportunity, you sit down, you look at it, you weigh the benefits, you look at the pros and cons. And guys, I don't want to lie to you. This is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity for your travel experience, travel portfolio. The second thing is you're building your travel history in case you'd want to move to other countries. The second benefit is the fact that you're gaining experience in this industry. I know there are countries like New Zealand, Canada, America, Australia, and other countries, other developed countries have got very, very good agricultural and horticultural industry. So this experience that you'd have gained in the UK could work for you in the near future when you decide, oh, I now want to move permanently to New Zealand. I now want to move permanently to the US. This can work so well for you. So depending on how you look at it, I would say grab an opportunity with both hands when you see it. Part and parcel of what you are not allowed to do on this visa is you cannot access public funds. Guys, the UK is serious on this one. You cannot access public funds if you're on this temporary visa. What that means is you cannot claim any benefits whatsoever. So these have to be respected. These visa conditions, you have to constantly be aware of them. Also, one of the things that I want to mention is the fact that you are covered by employment rights where you are eligible for fair pay, equal pay, minimum wage. Also, you are eligible for time off, which will be stipulated in your contract. And also, the employers must ensure that you are covered and you are working in a safe working conditions. So guys, just like any other visa, guys, in this country, just like any other visa in any other country, there is a chance you could be denied. And I'll just give you an insight into some of the reasons why one could be denied, so that you address them before you apply, so that as you are launching your application, you're quite thorough when it comes to those things. So the most common reasons why people deny this visa, because this is a straight one and there is high demand, is that you could have insufficient documentation, where applications can be rejected if there is insufficient evidence of eligibility, such as proof of funds or even age. So make sure you've got enough funds. I've spoken about this, I've said it. Also make sure that your passport has got at least 6 months, even up to a year, just to be sure when you apply for your visa, because you could miss an opportunity based on these things. Also, you could be denied based on health or character background. So you need to make sure any companies or any organizations that employs people in the UK are required by law to do a background check, which is like your police clearance or your DBS. So you have to make sure that you are of good character or of good standing. So somebody could be asking, like, Flo, what are my chances of landing this job? Guys, this year alone in 2024, there has been about 45,000 vacancies. 45,000 vacancies to be filled, and 2,000 of those were in poultry and the rest in fruit and vegetable picking. So you can imagine how that is. So you could be one of those 45,000 coming in. The beauty of this visa is the fact that after every 6 months, people are supposed to go back where they come from. So those people who would have been in the country 6 months go out, but it doesn't mean that the work is stopping. It means other 45,000 are coming. So it's ongoing, it's continuous. So there is always room and place for you, in particular if you're watching this video. So just bear in mind that it's for up to 6 months, and it's also renewable. So you could renew with the same firm, you could renew with the same organization. Guys, before I end this video, I want to give you a list of a few companies, at least that I know of, or a few organizations that you can actually reach out to. I'll also pin in a few links in the description box. So some of these organizations that you need to reach out to is, one organization is called Proforce. Then there's Fruitful Jobs. There is what they call Concordia Limited. There is also the Hops Labor Solutions. There is RE People Limited. This one is specifically for poultry. There is Agri HR, which majors in horticulture. There is the Ethero Limited, another horticultural organization employing. And guys, one of the things that I want to mention, because a lot of people have been asking me, as of 2023, the most popular, which was AG Recruitment and Management, was not an operator for the seasonal worker visa. Of course, there will be changes to these things. Sometimes other organizations do not renew their licenses in time. But guys, this was a quick rundown of the organizations that I feel you could try to engage them. You could try to reach out to them and see where you can fit in this whole big space. Guys, before I go, I want to mention something. Obviously, because this is the UK, you are eligible for minimum wage, of which it was standing at £11.44, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's